So, frankly, I'm not sure that we have this time lots of discuss, although it's a week, a couple of days after Netanyahu just came back from DC. Because there is two aspects over here: what happened in DC and what happened in the reality in Israel. Now, I'm not sure that there is it's more like parallel tracks that are not meeting, and in a minute I will explain. So, Bibi met the president. It sounds like supposed to be a historic meeting and things like that. At least it was the build-up. And then you all heard about what Trump said about Gaza and what he said 2 days after it. In between, his people just pour cold water about what he said. Two options: whether the ground plan will go or whether not. In a minute, I will go back to Gaza. But frankly, I don't think that the big issue was Gaza. The most important issue in the visit was two other issues. One is the Iranian issue, and the second one is the Saudis. If you ask me what was the priority of Netanyahu before the visit, was Iran and Saudi and then Gaza. From a strategic point of view, it's also true, meaning the Iranian issue is the most important one, the Saudis, and then in a way Gaza. What happened is that Gaza took all the headlines, but between the line, and later on we found out from Trump himself that he liked to see a great deal. And if there will be a good deal, not going to, meaning it's going to bring a lot of benefits to the Iranians, but more than that, the promise that Israel can't attack Iran anymore. I'm quoting President Trump right now. I'm not so sure that that was the headline that the Israeli wanted to get out of the meeting. The other issue was the interview to Fox News when something went wrong over there. And Netanyahu said that he liked to see the Palestinians going to Saudi Arabia. The backlash that we see in the Arab media in the last 2 days from the Saudis: you want normalization, you will get normalization with Greenland and with Canada, not with us. Now, after I said that, in the media, it's one issue. What happened in four eyes in the room, it's a different one. What happened in four eyes, I don't know. Maybe Trump gave Netanyahu promises from here till Greenland that he have the ability to do whatever he wants in Iran. But then again, unless it's really something that orchestrate beautifully between those two leaders, and they are doing decoy right now, this is one issue. It's not look like. The other issue, you can't do something like that with the Saudis. Now, two leaders are coming to the White House right now. One is King Abdullah from Jordan, and the other one is President al-Sisi. They already announced that they're going to the Arab League to have a decision between all the Arab countries against Trump initiative. Trump said, like half an hour ago, I've got the leverage on them. I'm paying billion to them. He just forgot that he froze already the billion to Jordan, and he continued to give the billion. It's not billions, it's only 1 billion a year, 1 point almost 5 to Egypt, just because they're part of the negotiation regarding the Gaza deal. Now I'm telling you that both of those countries already prepared themselves that the Americans are going to cut the FMF and the funds. The substitute will be to work with the World Bank, and that the Emiratis and the Saudis will cover the American support. Whether they like to see it, the answer is not. Whether right now they're preparing themselves, the answer is yes. Now, both of these countries understand that it's not going to be on their soil. By the way, most of the Israelis are saying the same. It's not going to be on Jordan and Egypt soil, because that would deputize both of the regimes. So where are we going to send them? After speaking about the Palestinians, the Iranians, the Saudis, the main issue in Israel right now is the fact that the sense is that these governments wants to go to a crisis and not to continue to stage two. That's open a crossroad, a decision that we'll have to take. One, whether to extend phase one and to release every couple of days some more hostages and some more terrorists, okay, without phase one. And over here, it's a question whether Trump and Witkoff are going to continue to push the Israeli government to do it or not. The understanding is that if we are going to phase two, the government of Israel have to declare the end of the war. In this government, the chance that Smotrich will remain in the government, if Bibi will call end of the war, is almost zero. That's mean that they are building the crisis, the political crisis, right now toward the end of phase one because of the political issue, not because something else. And they want to continue to go to a war, to continue with the war. Okay. But Hamas understand it as well. So Hamas can stop and then we start the blame game. Who stopped it? You can see the statements of the Qataris, Jordanians, and the other Gulf states are saying, guys, whatever the government of Israel is doing right now, they're putting sticks in the wheels of the deal right now, and all the blame was on the Israelis. We'll have to wait and see whether the Americans are with them or the Americans with Netanyahu regarding this issue. From internal politics, Gantz and Lapid said day before yesterday that they will give like safety zone to Bibi to continue with this deal regardless if Smotrich will leave. They are not going to topple the government. But of course, he can't build a strategy on promise like that. Going back to Gaza. What happened over here, you saw all the footage of the 3 hostages, and there is heavy evidence about another 2 hostages that some of them saw them and saw them alive. First time after a year that the families are getting a sign of life from the others, and description of what happening mainly to the young males over there and to the young soldiers, the guys that remain over there, the description are devastating. From torture till rape, till, of course, to prevent from them food. The Israeli media is full with that. This issue is not going down in the Israeli media. And the families of the hostages are flaming this issue all the time, and it drove nuts this government. And I'm not ruling out that there will be, in the next few days, again, the demonstration. I don't know how big it will be because the weather relatively is cold in Israeli terminology, and the Israeli don't like to do it, but let's wait and see. And if there will be a crisis, no doubt that there will be some demonstrations against the government and things like that. The vibe in the air is that we are facing a crisis. The fact that they didn't send the heads of the organizations, no director of Shabak, no director of Mossad, to Qatar day before yesterday, is not a good sign. And that's mean that whatever the Israeli media is writing regarding a crisis, how Netanyahu used to say in the UN, if it's walk like a duck, if it's quack like a duck, so probably it's a duck. And we are turning into a very, very harsh period of time in the next, let's say, first of all, let's see that we have another round of release of hostages this Saturday. And if we got, with God help, we'll pass this. Let's wait and see to the next one. Somewhere in between, it's supposed to happen that something will stop or will go or turn bad. Unless, again, the American mean business, and they will tell we mean business over here. I saw that there was, regarding the Iranian, I'm going back to the Iranian issue. I saw that it's about to release the book, a very serious book regarding the Iranian attempt how to assassinate President Trump in the last year. Why I'm saying it and why I'm emphasizing? Because many Israelis saying, and I'm not ruling it out, that the fact that Trump wants to go to a deal with the Iranian doesn't mean that he is not going to flip in 5 minutes and to say, okay, I will attack, the Israeli will attack, or something like that. And in a way, why I'm not ruling it out, because this is his modus operandi, how he used to work. By the way, the Iranian understand it as well. And part of their calculation, whether to go to negotiations, by the way, there was not direct negotiation between the Iranians and the Americans for many, many years, all the Biden administration. And since President Trump left the agreement in 2018. So if there will be kind of direct negotiation between the Americans and the Iranians, or negotiation how to do it, that will say a lot. Right now, we are not there. I saw the speech of the leader a couple of days ago. He is very skeptical regarding this issue. But he left an open door with what said his foreign minister, Arakshi, that say, okay, if the Americans like to speak and they like agreement, we are willing to do it as well. What in the Iranian strategy is right, the leader approach or the foreign minister approach, that no doubt that he got the approval from the leader, this is an open question that we will know in the next, let's say, couple of weeks. Syria, nothing dramatic to write home about. The same trend is continuing, meaning everybody is trying to engage with him. He's doing the right noises. I gave a full interview this morning to the German TV network ZDF, and they are so optimistic. I said, from what you're optimistic, that you came and your foreign minister Bubek didn't shake his hand. I want to see what will be at the end of the day, whether they are going to be a radical Islamic regime or they are going to do reforms and to let women to vote and to go to schools, whether they're going to be like the Taliban in Afghanistan or going to be like, I don't know. I don't have a good example because I don't see radical Islam that acting, let's say, in a civilized way. So with Syria, also nothing. In Lebanon, there was a kind of positive development, a new government formed. Two things to emphasize, three things. First of all, first time after years that we have a government in Lebanon, positive, and a president. Secondly, first time that Hezbollah don't have more than a 30% in the government, meaning you don't have a majority to break decisions, but on the other hand, Hezbollah is in the government. So this is the main three things. We'll have to wait and see. In a couple of days, we have to withdraw from Lebanon. The Lebanese army have to take the responsibility and to spread in all the places that they committed to do it. 18 days, I mean, at the last deadline, they didn't. That's the reason that the IDF stay in Lebanon. Yesterday, we attacked with the Air Force in Lebanon, a very heavy strike in north of the Bekaa Valley, meaning we show Hezbollah and we show the region, and also Syria we attacked a couple of days ago. Guys, what happened in October 7, it changed the rule of engagement. We are not going to play the same game and the same rule of games that we played before October 7. Things are changing. Again, till the moment that we will see that the European, the Americans, or somebody else is negotiating with us. For the time being, we have a carte blanche to continue with this policy. Regarding Syria, the main issue is, of course, the sanctions and to see whether everybody is easing the sanctions on the Syrians. The other issue is whether the American will keep the troops. There is signs that the Pentagon got a directive from the president to start to plan how to pull out the troops. I think that this will be one of the main topics of King Abdullah in the White House with President Trump, to keep them, because they're protecting what we call the triangle between Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan, and it's vital to the Jordanian security. I'm not sure that President Trump will listen to him. By the way, I can understand if he will withdraw from Syria. It's not a vital interest to the Americans. And if Jordan, I'm speaking right now like as an American, not as Israeli, if Jordan is not willing to take Palestinians refugee from Gaza, why I have to protect Jordan and to continue to deploy American troops in Syria? Meaning America have a leverage on the Jordanians in this issue as well. I think I cover everything.